Welcome to Straight from the Horse's Mouth radio show. I'm Paula Slater, your host. This is an interview-based podcast where I have conversations with some of the most creative people in the horse world. Today I'd like to welcome Jessica Roberts from Seahorse. Welcome, Jessica.
Hi there, how are you?
Good. So you have a new invention that's going to help monitor horses. So can you tell us a little bit about it, please.
Okay, well, it's called Seahorse. That's S-E-E horse, and it's a wearable device designed specifically for horses to help horse owners monitor their horses better. And so what it does is it takes their temperature, respiratory rate, and heart rate, and it also tracks their movement. So all this is done through an app on your phone, and you just log into your app, and you can see all of those things pretty much in real time as they happen. So if your horse is walking around outside, you can check into your phone and say, okay, my horse is walking around, this is his heart rate, that's normal, everything's good, and it gives you a lot of peace of mind for what your horse is doing.
Mm-hmm. And I think this would be especially important for horses or mares in foal, and also horses that have a risk of colic.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So now the beginning of this this invention, this is quite exciting. Just before the interview, you told me how you first got involved. Maybe you could share that story with us.
Yeah, well, I have a degree in marketing, and so in my final semester of completing my degree, one of our projects was to help out a local business, and at the time it was called Clio Collar, and what it was is essentially the same device, but it was for dogs and cats, but the device hadn't been as successful as they had hoped it would be, so as part of our final project, we were tasked with helping the company figure out new ways to kind of brand their product and market it to help it be more successful. But being an avid horse person and competitor, and I own 2 horses myself, I immediately saw all the advantages that the product would have for horse owners and trainers and breeders and everyone alike. So they really liked my idea, and I was lucky enough that they wanted to work with me right away. So I've been working with them ever since I've been done school, and now Seahorse is the new thing. Wow,
that's really exciting and really encouraging for young people just getting out of school. What a great opportunity this is going to be. Now, can you tell us where this particular product was manufactured or is being manufactured?
It'll be all manufactured within Ontario. Mm-hmm. So it's all Canadian made, which is really
wonderful.
Quite cool. And we're based out of Waterloo. We're based out of Communitech. So everything's very local to Ontario, which is pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm. And I also think that once it's launched in the States, it will be a great hit there.
Yes, for sure. We've had a lot of inquiries from pretty much all over the world already. So it's very exciting for us that everyone pretty much across the world is so interested in our product.
Mm-hmm. And so have you heard anything from the UK? There's lots of horses there.
Yes, we've had a lot of interest actually from multiple places in the UK, particularly Sweden and Holland. And so it's pretty exciting that they're very interested because, being the first to market over there would be a huge opportunity for us, and to have our product on some really international level horses would be very exciting for us too. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, can you tell a little bit about what it looks like, how big it is, etc.?
Yeah, well, it's actually quite small because it's designed to fit on your horse's halter or bridle, so you don't want it too big and too clunky to interfere with your horse's vision or anything like that. It's approximately 1 inch by 2 inches, and it's just a nice black plastic with a Seahorse logo on it, and we have interchangeable colored rings. So for me, that's pretty exciting because I'm an eventer and we love having everything in our specific colors and everything matching. So you can get, there's 7 different colors, so you can get any of those colors, and we also have a matching charger that you can get in the same colors. So it's quite fashionable. It looks really nice and clean on your horse's halter or bridle.
Mm-hmm. And I can see what a great advantage it would be for eventers. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now the other thing too is, are there any plans to make it fit around the neck for those people who maybe don't want to put their horse out with a halter? I'm thinking about turnout, and I'm thinking about, well, we don't put our horses out with halters. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm wondering if there's some kind of plan to modify it so it might work that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, when we first kind of started testing the product, all of the testing was done around the neck, and it works just as well. So it fits onto like a leather. If you ride English, having English leathers, it fits on one of those really easily, and that can be worn around the neck. Or if you have an actual neck strap that has a little D-ring that can be fitted into their mane so it stays in place, that works as well. So it's really kind of up to the user's discretion how they want to use it. We kind of recommended putting it on their halter or bridle, but that's not set in stone. It's really up to the user.
Right. Now, did you say that it could be put in the mane?
Yeah, well, if you have a neck strap, some of them have a little metal D-ring that people kind of braid into their mane so it doesn't move, right? One of the problems we had with using the neck strap is when the horse put their head down, it would kind of just flop down.
Which you don't want, no.
No.
Now, how much do they have a price set on this, the Seahorse?
Yeah. So our main model that takes their temperature, respiratory rate, heart rate, and the movement feature, that's $399. And we have an upper model which has an energy harvester. So what this does is actually, while your horse is wearing it outside or while you're riding or whatever, it uses the horse's movement to recharge the battery. So that makes the battery last a lot longer. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's something that we've never seen before. So that model is $799. So it does everything that the $399 model does, plus the energy harvesting. Ah,
very good. No, I think this is great. And it's very, as you said, very similar to the Fitbit in terms of the colors and the fashion statement and all that. Now, is this something that... I'm just asking from a layman's point of view, just looking at the show, jumping and so on, is this something that maybe they would allow in the ring?
Yeah, we're hoping to, once we really start having people test it and use it more, to get approval from the FEI to have it to be able to be worn in the ring, because I think it's really good information for riders to know, how fit their horse is while they're competing, because it's you do totally different things when you're in the show ring versus at home training, right? So it's good to kind of know how they're coping with that. And especially for us eventers, how does your horse handle a 4 to 6 minute cross country course, right? It's kind of hard to judge when you're at home and maybe you don't have those facilities, you're not running courses, it's just not the same thing. So yes, we do hope to get approval from the FEI.
Well, I was just thinking of some of the horses that have died in the show ring, of a heart attack and so on. It would be nice to know that, how your horse is doing in handling the stress of the competition.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, I can see applications as far as humans.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, it's pretty cool.
Marathon runners and people who are engaged in high energy or high aerobic sports and so on. Yeah. No, this is really exciting, and I commend the company on hiring you. My goodness, what a wonderful thing to do. And you came up with the idea, and they honored you by bringing you on board, which I think is great.
Yes, I was very lucky to have had the opportunity to work with them. I'm very grateful.
Oh, yes, this is great. Now, is there anything else you can tell me about it?
Well, just some of the other uses, I guess, as far as transportation is a big one, too. Just having your horse in the trailer, sometimes you don't always know how they're dealing with the stress back there, right? And there's onboard cameras, but they don't always give you information as to, your horse's heart rate or their temperature or how well they're really handling it back there, especially on long trailer rides. So I think that's another really important use for people to note with the Seahorse. And another group of equestrians that I think this would be very good for would be people involved in the racing industry, training their horses better, having a better idea of fitness levels and heart rate, and a lot of thoroughbred trainers, their horses are stabled for long periods of time, and maybe they can't be there constantly monitoring them, so the seahorse would be a really good way for them to kind of keep track of.
So I love the idea about the trailering. I would love that, to know how they are doing. So, all right, now I'm imagining myself in the front cab of the truck. How is the owner going to know what is happening? Is it a screen? Is it like an iPad or something like that? How does that go?
So it's actually an app that you install on. It can be a smartphone or an iPad or whatever you choose. And you just log into the app, and all the information that the seahorse is recording will be displayed right there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, this sounds great. So now tell me, you don't need to buy anything in addition. The seahorse is the unit itself. It goes on the horse. And so, as you said, it will be an app used on the phone and or an iPad or something. Yep. Or tablet of some sort. Yep. Oh, wow. That is great. That is awesome. I can just see it exploding everywhere in terms of be able to communicate with the vet to let them know what what you're gathering in terms of information. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting, and it really allows you to kind of look back, at a much longer period of time. Like we all kind of remember, yesterday or 2 days ago, but to be able to look back months ago and have that information stored right there to compare it to now, that could be hugely useful to your vet in, any illness or training, anything like that.
Mm-hmm. So now I've seen it's a unit for taking blood sugars and so on, and you can plug it into your iPhone, and then that data will be stored on the phone. Is that what would happen with the seahorse?
No, everything is completely wireless. So it uses like a cloud computing, if anyone's familiar with that.
Yes.
So you don't have to plug anything in. It's all real time. It goes up to the cloud and then back to your phone all wirelessly.
And then can you store the data on your phone to download
it's stored within the app itself.
Okay, so. I see. Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't have total understanding of I've used apps, but I don't know that much about them, so that's great. Now, is that something that you've been taught to do, apps?
I personally am more experienced with the marketing and everything, but my co-founder actually used to work at BlackBerry, so he is quite familiar with smartphones and apps and all that technology. So he's really the creative genius there.
Mm-hmm. Now, tell me this. I don't understand why it didn't take off with the dogs and the cats.
Well, I have my own theories behind that. I think a lot of people with the dogs and cats kind of just want to take them to the vet when something's wrong. I don't think they really have as much as a grasp of being in charge of their everyday health as maybe horse people do. And I think that dogs and cats are a little bit harder to target because unless you actively go to a dog park or something like that, dog and cat people really don't congregate anywhere like horse people do. Horse people go to shows. If you board your horse, you're there with a lot of other people. That's a lot easier of a market to target, really.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But I guess I'm thinking of the application where someone has a dog that might be ill or be in a situation like whelping or just wanting to keep a monitor on them. Yeah,
for sure. Maybe once they see the seahorse, they'll get on it for their dogs and cats and realize the potential there.
Oh, yes. Great potential. Now, have you heard anything from the Americans?
Yes, we've had a lot of interest from the United States as well. We've had a lot of pre-sales to the U.S. customers, so it's definitely they're super interested as well.
Mm-hmm. Now, tell me about the process of pre-sales. How can someone who's listening buy the seahorse?
So what you do is you just go onto our website. It's www.seehorse.ca, so it's SEE horse.ca, and you just go, there's a tab for buy it. So you just go under the Buy It tab. You can select all your colors if you want custom colors, which I know I personally love. And then you just fill out your information, and we'll give you a monthly newsletter to kind of let you know where we're at. And hopefully within a couple of months, you should get your Seahorse device. You can be one of the first people to have one and make all your friends jealous.
Now, I'm assuming that the device is going to be in an otter box of some sort, to protect it, some very tough material.
Yeah, well, the box itself that it comes in, it's not in any special case. The box itself is actually very durable. We did a lot of testing, a lot of horsey-proof testing, as I like to call it. Stepping on it, putting it in water, all of that. It's very, very strong. So it passed the horsey test.
I remember reading on the website something about the water, so I thought, well, that's good.
Yes, especially if you are an eventer or, carriage driver, all those people that go through water a lot too. It's important. And if you have your horse outside. Yes.
Yeah. That's good.
The elements are not friends to electronics, but
no. What about our winters? That's one thing as Canadians we know well.
Yeah, well, it's strong. Temperature is not a problem for it at all, and the sensors are all on the inside that go right against the horse's skin, so there's no risk. If you get snow on the outside of it, it's not going to interrupt any signals or readings or anything like that.
Now, what's the projected date of launching this product?
We're hoping to have it fully commercially available by early next year. So
in January.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's super. And any other countries interested besides the UK and the United States?
Those are the main ones right now. I'm sure as we continue to promote and grow that we will hear from those other countries, and we can only hope so.
Oh, I think so. I think you will. All right. So, Jessica, if you could just maybe talk again about ways people can find out more information in print or online, and any other websites that they can check out to see maybe pictures of it and so on.
Yeah, well, our website again is www.seehorse.ca. We're also on Facebook, so if you just type in Seahorse, our group should come up, and we post updates every day about our product, things we've been doing in the media, pretty much everything. There's also, lots of fun articles that are shared on there. It's really worth checking out and liking us. We're also on Twitter at Seahorse. And just check us out and stay up to date with the latest. It's pretty exciting stuff.
That's great. Now, I'm assuming you'll be at the Royal Winter Fair?
Yes, we will be. I do not think we have a booth this year, as we're a little bit late getting in for being a retailer, but hopefully next year. But we'll definitely be there around, so we'll have Seahorse shirts on. If anyone sees us, feel free to come and say hi and ask any questions that you might have.
Well, that sounds great. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jessica.
Oh, thank you.
I really appreciate the time.
Yes.
We'll say goodbye then.
Okay, goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
I hope you enjoyed my interview today with Jessica Roberts from besthorseproductsreview.com. This is a wonderful invention that will make a huge difference in the lives of horses, and in the future, who knows, humans. For more information, please go to straightfromthehorsesmouthradioShow.com for links in the show notes. Today's podcast has been brought to you by Natural Alternative Grazers. That's nag bags for short. And to find out more information about this wonderful product that we've had on our farm for over the last 4 years, please use horsesmouthhaynet.com. horsesmouthhaynet.com, and you'll be able to see all the different sizes for round bales, square bales, and smaller nag bags for use in the trailer or in the stall. This is Paula Slater signing off for Straight from the Horse's Mouth Radio Show. Hope to see you next week. Bye.